Eamon Khan here, 4 seconds out. Pleasure to be in the company of former world champion Leigh Wood. Leigh, addressing you as former world champion, I imagine you have the aspirations to grab a world title again. Is that the way you feel?
Yeah, possibly if the opportunity comes up. To finish on a high is the main thing, but not a gimme fight. We don't need gimme fights. Hard fights only. No easy fights, as I say.
Yeah, I mean, boxing, of course, when you've been in a long time, obviously you want big fights, you want a financial reward, you want big opportunities as well too. But how much of the consideration was retirement for yourself during this time off?
Never, never. I went through a lot before my last fight and wasn't ideal. Like the layoff on that and what else. But no excuses. You just got to do better, and that's what I want to do. I want to do better. Got plenty left in the tank. It's more the challenge more than anything.
When it comes to yourselves in matchups, of course, you're looking and gunning for world titles, but there's a lot of history between yourself and Josh Warrington. I did see an article that said maybe your coach Ben Davis says that's something that you can revisit. For your mind, for your priority, where does Josh Warrington rank as a future opponent?
I think it's the one that makes sense, but I've got a lot of options. There's a Conor rematch as well if he comes through his fight. Chalks up another one maybe, but yeah, like it's not my only option, but I think it's the one that makes the most sense. Apparently, he was winning the fight until I knocked him out, which is quite bizarre to say. But yeah, like if that's the narrative, and I would take great satisfaction in doing it again. But yeah, it's not the only option.
Is the location fixed to Nottingham for the rematch in your mind?
Not necessarily, but I think because I won the first fight, I've earned that right. I'll be up for like Sheffield again, maybe, if it was right, possibly Manchester, but ideally in my own city of Nottingham.
Some fighters might say, and you didn't, to your credit, that hey, Josh Warrington and Mick Conlan have to fight each other and then they can fight me. Did you ever think that way? Is that something that you'd be interested in watching as well?
Yeah, possibly, but I don't want to sit on the sidelines waiting for a fight. I don't want to be an actor. I want to be out in November if possible. But like I said, I don't want any gimme fights and just take over a fight. I want to be in a challenging fight. And I'm not sure how many challenging fights I've got left. It all depends on my performance. But I'm looking to perform for sure. And hopefully it'll be someone that's been a world champion or on them lines. So I don't want to sit on the sidelines to let them fight and then fight the winner, to be honest.
So September, who would that be? What sort of opponent are you looking at?
November,
sorry.
Yeah, hopefully Nottingham and opponent to be decided.
Anything close?
We're in talks and that, but things need to start moving pretty quick because obviously it comes around fast.
Leigh, turn attention to tonight's press conference in the form of Moses Itauma and Dillian Whyte. A lot of talk about Moses, and media pundits talking about it being if he was a footballer, he'd be a wonder kid, wouldn't he? Maybe a striker as well too. But you see him in the gym when you're there in camps. Just how good is he?
Extremely talented, but he's ticking all the boxes. He's not just skillful. He's determined. He's fit. He's fast. He's on the right page with Leigh and Ben. They're just unbelievable at what they do, but he's on the same page as them. So he knows when they say, "Oh, like we want to see more of this next bar," or "We like this. This was good. And less of this, more of that." He's bang, makes an adjustment straight away, which is for his age, his maturity level is extremely high.
How much on fight night have we seen of Moses? How much have you seen of Moses that have not been seen yet in the gym that you see? Sorry, I've muddled that question up, but
It's got a lot more to give, and you've got a lot more to see on fight night than what I've seen in the gym.
How has he taken to the studying? Moses once said to me that he was an instinctual fighter. He doesn't really think in the ring. Not to say that he doesn't think, but he kind of fights on instinct. The Ben Davison, Leigh Wood type of way and method is that you study, look at scenarios, then look to affect them and apply them. How has he translated and transitioned to that?
I think that would be mainly because in the past no one's explained it and broke it down in that way. And that's all I could probably give that on my opinion on that, because it's how they make it easier to understand. They simplify it, they don't complicate it. Then because of that, obviously I think he's opened his eyes. So I see it now. Do you know what I mean?
What's the one major thing that you'd say that Moses has to look out for from Dillian?
I'm not too sure, I don't break the fights down. I probably couldn't even tell you that against someone else in my own weight category. I listen to Leigh and Ben and what they tell me, they break it down, and then I work on it individual things. But it's got a lot of experience. and that would be his main attribute going into this fight. His main thing, he's been there, he's done it, he's been mixed in good company, he's done the round. So yeah, I think you're going to see the best of Moses though, regardless of if Dillian Whyte was his peak or not. As people say, he may be getting a bit older, but whichever Dillian Whyte you pulled out of the past 10 years, Moses will probably beat him, to be honest.
When you've gone in the ring with someone who carries power like yourself, but your opponent has power as well too, does your mentality change in terms of how you approach it? Just how Moses will have to be wary of Dillian and his left hook?
No, because I think if you're too cautious about letting your own hands go, the fight will change and swing in the other person's favour. You need to be confident in your own arsenal, and then you'll govern the fight that way.
Would a win over Dillian Whyte mean that Moses Itauma is ready for the big guns, the likes of Alexander Usyk, which is being pitched for?
Yeah, for sure. I think coming through this fight, which I expect him to, he will be knocking on the door. Not just knocking on the door, he'll be kicking that door down for a world title shot.
Just a couple of quick predictions I need from yourself. First of all, Canelo Alvarez, I should say appropriately, versus Terence Crawford. How do you see that fight swinging?
I'm going to go Canelo Alvarez. Late stoppage, maybe points.
What makes you make that decision?
Just experience, ability, size. I could be wrong, but that's just a quick prediction of me.
Is Canelo still as good as he once was?
I think, yeah, boxing's about experience, and if you've still got the will to fight and to put the hard work in, then you've got it in the locker.
I was speaking to Leigh Wood briefly on Monday, and he said that the opponents that Canelo's been with haven't brought out the things that people say that he's slipped away from his game, the head movement, the agility. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, possibly agree with that, yeah. It will rise to the level of his opponent, and he knows he's got it all on against Crawford, so I'll expect to see the best of Canelo Alvarez.
Of the two game plans which have defeats on Canelo's ledger, that being Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather, which one can Terence Crawford most likely take from and use in the fight?
I think everyone's different and everyone's got different mechanics, attributes, so he's got to pull things out of that, out of them two fights, which is going to benefit him. And I'm sure Leigh could have told you a few things, because people have nailed Mayweather before from doing the same things at the wrong time. So maybe Crawford's watched that, maybe he hasn't. But Leigh's the man, or Leigh or Ben, the man you want to talk to about that.
Is it right that you guys look at maybe a specific fight from history and then try and apply that to some of your fights? And if that's the case, I'm pretty sure it is there one fight you think that this fight between Canelo and Crawford might replicate?
I can't answer that question about this fight, but based on my own fights, it's not as simple as, you need to fight your fight because look at these two styles. You need to be like this for this fight. But if I'm working on a certain thing, I say, right, in this fight, this person did it well against him. In this moment, that moment, that doesn't mean box the whole fight like this fight. But look at these certain things. For example, the Kanzu fight, it was I think it was Mosley and Marguerite or something, and it was like individual things and keeping him turning. And I looked at certain things and I took that, but then I did it my own way, my own style. So yeah.
You beat Kanzu you turned the puncher's volume against him with the movement as well too. Can Crawford do that?
There's loads of things, not just the movement. The
feints as well.
The feints and occupying the gloves and shimmying back, and then he jumped in and I made him pay for that, which kind of demoralised him as well. There's loads of things to it against a volume puncher, but like I said, it'll give me examples not just from one fight, but multiple fights, and you put it together in your own unique style, in your own fight.
Probably my favourite performance of yours. Leigh, pleasure. Thanks for the insights. Thanks for taking us out.